gonna start this off nice and normal and natural.
No Talent Beats.
Don't start. Don't start.
Jesus, why? But Jesus, why? My sins away.
I'm telling you right now, everyone who listens to that is going to be so annoyed if their volume is too loud because I'm gonna tell you right now.
He taught me how.
I apologize, y'all, because this fool been cutting up since before we even started recording.
You know what I was listening to earlier?
What? Clearly,
Up Jumps the Boogie. I wasn't watching Sister Act.
I was about to say, clearly you was watching Sister
I
Act,
wasn't.
if that's the case.
This my shit. Remember this? You know. Yeah. They don't make these like this as well.
Yo, it's a simple beat, you know what I'm saying? Oh, man, look at stuff.
That shit that had you be like,
And then when you dance with your computer, like, get it, hey, oh. And then somebody jump and just, and everybody, get it. Now nobody don't dance like that no more, son.
they don't,
The
bro.
point of dancing now is, it's like, you know,
Everybody just wanna be nasty.
look at them freaks getting busy on the dance floor. Son,
If it's
Wayne's
not-
Brothers was ahead of their time with that one, son.
If it's not a fucking TikTok dance, it's just niggas
Sorry.
yeah.
Have you seen people do TikTok dances like not like the finished product, but like in the process of doing it?
Yes.
Yo, it looks hilarious, bro.
It does.
Like it's this.
But 2 years ago, I said. 2 years ago, I said, I'm gonna be annoyed if I ever go to like a club or a party and I just watch people on the dance floor doing nothing but TikTok
Yeah, I
dances.
feel like you said that, son.
And it's happening.
You know,
Last party I went to, literally. And I wasn't with people younger than me. I was with motherfuckers our age.
okay. Our age.
Our age. What's this shit? This shit they rub they go across, they put like twist your hip. That shit is stupid, bro.
I'm gonna find the clip exactly of that dance so I can.
It's like you
put
post
next
it and then you
doing
post it like Joey. It's like an alternative version of the Wu-Tang and shit. It's like you. Listen, don't get me started, but how y'all doing today?
What up, world? How y'all feeling?
How's life?
Life should be great for everybody, I hope. But you know, how's life for you, bro?
Things are good. I was really happy last night.
Yay!
You know why I was happy last night?
Why's that?
They finally put fucking Ned's Declassified on Netflix.
Oh Lord.
Give it up.
For those that aren't familiar with the program that he's speaking of, there was a show in the, what was that, early 2000s?
Early 2000s.
That was the early 2000s called Ned's Declassified.
That's my
and
shit.
He swears by it. I
Listen,
personally have seen a couple episodes when I was younger, and I don't see the hype, but you know, to each his own, right?
Because you don't know good TV. Okay?
Yeah. That's good
What
TV.
was you watching when you was 13, 14 years old?
13, 14. Man, what was I watching? Dragon Ball Z was on my list of things, obviously.
That just had started. It wasn't as big.
Nah, but Dragon Ball Z when I was 13.
No, I'm wrong. Yes.
I was about to say
because it came
Goku
on-
was
yeah.
already by 13. I want to say even maybe GT was about to get started. I could be capping on that, but that's not.
It was out because I remember it would literally. I remember a lot of the episodes would come on Wednesdays and then we would stay up late for Chappelle's show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Same
Chappelle
2 years.
Show. I used to watch South Park, Billy and
Uh-huh.
Mandy. You ever watch Billy and Mandy
See,
with Grimm?
I ain't like Billy.
See, I'm onto the weird stuff.
I
Like, I
was-
like Ren and Stimpy.
I was a Nickelodeon kid. Ren and Stimpy was Nickelodeon, but they was wild.
Yo, Ren and Stimpy, it grows on you. It's like beer. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like you don't like it at first, because I didn't like it at
Uh-huh.
first. My cousin was like, "Yo, check it out." I was like, "Yo, this is mad gross."
But see,
And then you watch a couple more, and it's like, all right, it's not like mad gross. It's just kind of gross.
But see, by the time you were 13, 14, how long had you been basically like in a suburban area?
Like maybe a year.
A year? Okay. Because we, at that point, and then I didn't get my own room until I was 14.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, I think that was around the time I got my first room, and then I could actually dive into shit that I wanted to watch because every chance I got, I was always watching shit that other people wanted to watch because I didn't have my own spot.
I don't know what those problems are, because even when I did share a room, I'm the oldest. So.
Yeah, because you feel this. Really, shut your ass up.
You wouldn't know nothing about that, would you?
Shut up. Fucking oldest. I'm getting on my nerves. People have this weird ass fixation and say that, oh, the youngest get spoiled. I wish that was fucking true.
Nah, that is true in most cases. Because the youngest is closest to being a baby, so they get more.
You know, and the funny part is, my brothers and sisters used to swear my mother spoiled me. Now I just be sitting there like, if this is what fucking spoiled is, I would hate to get treated like y'all did. Fuck.
So, I mean,
Let me twist it. I love my mom to death.
uh-huh.
My mother had to do what she had to do.
Mm-hmm.
She had 6 of us by herself.
Yeah.
If I got spoiled, and if that's what you wanted to call being spoiled, then whoo, bet you my golly,
Wait a minute.
Listen, but welcome to the episode, y'all. We done wasted what, 6 minutes?
Yo, you're mad good, bro. It was like 6 minutes, 10 seconds, yo.
I can count, bro.
You're
That's
good,
crazy.
son. Nah, you must have looked at your watch. Or
I'm
something.
looking at the camera.
I ain't give me that. Look at that. See?
I could have pulled that shit
I
off.
ain't give you nothing, son.
I would have got away with this. Wasn't
You meddling, dastardly kids.
Dastardly goes.
But what up, though? We hope y'all good, world. How you feeling? We hope y'all good. But let's jump into it, bro.
Right into it.
Right into it.
There's something that everybody's been talking about the last 4 or 5 days.
What could that be?
So, did you guys see that video when the father wanted to pull up to give his kid some McDonald's?
No, I'm done.
And the mom met him at the door, camera out.
Out the door.
You're not coming in here with that if you ain't got no food for these other kids.
Sorry.
He's like, those ain't my kids.
It's like, but why though? Like, those ain't my kids.
So, when I first saw the video, I only saw the
As
a
most
portion
people
of
did,
it.
Like that first, like I think. Like
No,
30
it was
seconds.
that wasn't even the first couple minutes of the video.
Mhm.
The one that went viral was the middle of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was like only like 30 seconds though.
Yeah. So, you know, they're having an argument. She's like, "Oh well, I'm not about to have my kid eat that in front of my other kids," and they feel bad. And his response to it was, "We're their fathers. Like those aren't my kids. I'm not obligated to bring them food." So my thing with that.
Mhm.
And I'll get right into what I feel about that without bullshitting this. I think he's right.
Mhm.
It is not his responsibility to worry about the other kids that aren't his. And in a situation like that, if you guys were co-parenting correctly, what she should have did, in my opinion, was have that kid go outside, spend that time with his father. Like, all right, well, I don't want my other kids feeling bad about them not having that. But I'm not going to deprive him of it because he's being a good dad,
Mhm.
whether we're together or not. All right, go outside, eat the food, go about your business, come back inside when you finish it if you're not going to stay with your father. Easy fix. Now, if you want to go on the opposite end of it, what he could have did was, hey, I'm going to come pick my son up, and then took him to McDonald's.
Mhm.
No harm, no foul.
Yeah, no
Everything
harm, no
out the
foul.
way. None of the kids ain't mad.
Mhm.
But what you can clearly see, and what a lot of people don't realize because a lot of people haven't seen the entire video,
Mhm.
she just wanted to start with it.
Yeah.
And that's literally what
That
it
was
was.
the energy that was pulled up because even when it starts off, like she's like, "Let me show y'all something real quick."
Yeah.
Like it starts off with, "Let me show y'all something real quick."
Like, and I took offense to it because it's okay to feel different about things that happen on in society, but when you start telling people like, yo, they're less of a man or less of a woman for certain things that they just might not make sense to them,
Mhm.
that really isn't that big of a deal. It's just ways that you can handle it better. Like, cause there was somebody on Twitter that I follow who literally wrote, "I don't know what's wrong with you men. Y'all was raised differently." And this is a guy saying this. "I don't know what's wrong with you men. Y'all not really men. Y'all little boys because y'all would do exactly what this man did." I'm like, I wouldn't do exactly what he did, but I understand where he's coming from because his point made sense, even though he went the wrong way in trying to project it or put it out there. Because motherfuckers ain't stupid. You know the type of people you're dealing with.
Yeah, everybody knows the people that.
And he knew how that girl is.
Mhm.
And what I got from watching the whole video is that there's something there between both of them that hasn't been resolved.
Mhm.
Whether she still has feelings for him, whether he wanted their relationship to go a different way and it didn't because the other kids are involved. Something's happening between them that they haven't had the proper adult time to sit down and really discuss what the fuck is going on with them. Because I promise you, once they let all that petty shit go and sit down and have that normal discussion that they couldn't have as adults, situations like that don't happen. But how do you feel about it?
I mean, personally, wow, watching the video in its entirety, when you watch the entire video, I don't think he's wrong, because in the sense of, yo, I'm doing what I need to do for my kids. Like, I went out, I bought him food.
Mm-hmm.
My take on it is, this is not the first time it's happened where she probably had an issue with him bringing food for one but not the others. My thing is, I've never been in a situation like that, but my perspective is, yo, I'm looking out for my child like the way that I'm supposed to. When he said, where's these other dudes' fathers? Like, yeah, like, do you press them the same way like you pressing me
He
right
said
now?
that. He's like, what
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
what the fuck they fucking
when he said that, I'm like, nah, I was thinking it the whole time I'm watching this video. Like, does she press all of them like that?
Or
is
they
it, like,
all put
just
up with
him?
different bags of, like, well, I ain't got McDonald's, I
No,
got
that's what I'm
Wendy's.
saying. Like, he got McDonald's, he got Burger King, he got Taco Bell. Like, you want them to all have McDonald's? Is that what the situation is? Or like,
and then the argument is going to be, I want this nasty ass McDonald's. I like Wendy's better.
he got a toy and he didn't get one.
He got nacho fries.
Because what I'm thinking is, when I'm watching this, I'm like, okay, so she's upset initially because he's not providing food for all of her kids.
Which isn't his job.
Which isn't his job, and again, I agree with that. I agree with what you said, though, about, like, he could have, like, picked his son up and, like, took him somewhere, but based on the way that the video went, and based on, again, I'm going only on what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
Based on her personality, I'm pretty sure he tried that before, and she probably did something petty very similar to this. Because remember, at the end of the video, she proceeds to go, okay, fine, give me that. Takes it, and then throws it on the floor, so now the initial child who was supposed to receive food can't. The one that you were, oh, but now his brother's, but now he's not going to be, so now if nobody can have it, no, like, so if the other ones can, then nobody can.
And now,
nobody can.
It's okay for one person to be upset as long as they all not upset. That's the mindset.
But now they're all upset together. And now you know what? That energy is going to be, well, this your dad's fault. And it's going to, but again, I ain't going to hold you. People, she says in the video, though,
Yeah.
she brought up 2 particular dates that don't make sense to me.
She might go to jail.
She's like, yo, you know that my food stamps come on the 7th, and then as they're progressing, she goes on the 11th or whatever day she said first, and then switches it and says, you know, they come on the 11th or whatever the other day was. She switched to 7 and 11, and my whole thing is, wait, so you don't know when you get your joints? You don't know when you get your food
That's
stamps?
because somebody's selling him shit.
So I'm chilling in the sense of, like, this is why when people put stuff up online and they want to go viral, and because I don't care what she says, I don't care if there's an interview that comes, I don't care. The purpose of this was to blast him. Now, did she want it to get so big?
No.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But she wanted it to get well known enough that somebody would look at it and throw dirt on his name. But the problem is, we all seen the entire thing now. And yes, you can, some people will agree that, yeah, he should bring for all, but me personally, nah, like, I that dude who said, like, oh, y'all not real men for taking care, bruh, so you mean to tell me, I'm not even trying to be funny right now, Happy Meals are no longer like $4, right? Them joints is like $7, $8, right? And you want me to buy 3, I'll buy 1, because that's my child.
The toy's not even the same.
And then, not for nothing, I know this ain't the first time. Let's say I don't even get a chance to see my son like that. Then he offers, yo, then let him come sit in the car and eat with me then. She goes, no, he can't do that neither. Because the principle is, my whole thing is, I think she just wanted a free meal for all her kids, man. And this is not the first time that it happens. And he probably purposely brings the same food for one child every time, and she don't like it. But at the same time, that's controlling and manipulative on a bunch of different levels. Because yes, I'll agree, if he didn't bring food and looked out for his own child, bruh, he needs to do whatever needs to get done. I agree with that. But he's looking out for his child. And now you're preventing him from trying to do that. And then you want us to throw, like, or people, whoever you wanted to see, to throw dirt on his name. And now it's like, nah, but what was you doing this whole time when this video was going on? Because we seen what you was up to. We seen how you reacted when you fine, give me this, and you threw. That's wild.
And you can clearly see there was a conversation that was had before he pulled up.
Absolutely.
So it's like, you knew this was about to happen. So instead of creating a scenario where you didn't have to escalate it, you thought in your feeble ass brain, hey, let me pull my phone out and record this nigga. And that's
why you pulled up and was like, yo, why you recording?
Yeah,
like,
like,
what you doing?
and that's a deeper issue that people usually have, because it's not a her thing, it's a people thing. And I've spoken about this on previous episodes. we get so lost in our truths that we tend to believe that everyone thinks like us.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people forget that, hey, let me sit back, listen to what this other person is saying. Maybe there's something I'm missing that I'm not comprehending correctly. So where I can process it differently and be like, hey, I see where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it like that. Moving forward, if you're going to do it this way, because co-parenting, and I've seen great co-parents.
Mm-hmm. I've seen it before too.
Somebody I'm cool with, I was just telling them the other day, the greatest co-parents. They have their ups and downs, but they're fucking amazing.
Listen,
co-parents.
everything has ups and downs.
Yeah, but they're amazing co-parents.
Yeah.
Like nothing
Respect.
they argue about affects what they do.
And that's healthy for their child.
Exactly.
So that's beautiful.
And
okay.
and that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So in a situation like that, have that conversation. Okay, you know that you don't like that, but you know that's something he doesn't plan on doing for the rest of your kids. Change it.
Middle.
Meet right in the middle.
Meet right in the middle.
Let me know when you're going to do that. I'll have him outside for you. And you just fix every fucking
And now he can sit in the car with you for 20 minutes or whatever the case is. Have a little bit more time with him.
chop it up with him.
Then he come back in the house.
You just, like, my thing is, at least he wasn't on the Sean Wayne shit. Like, I came to see my son.
No, he said I came to pick up my son.
Alright, I'll be back next week. Like, come on, like, and that's the thing that kills me because I've watched women for years get online. Men gotta be better fathers. Men gotta be better fathers. And I'm not saying that what he was doing was the greatest dad, and he's making the greatest dad in the world, but he's making an effort. You understand? As somebody who didn't grow up with their father around as much as I wanted to, if my father was to bring me McDonald's, even with me having siblings without the same dad, I'm happy.
It mean the world to you.
It would mean that much because he took that time out of his day to be like, hey, let me go get this to him. This will probably change his day. You just spoiled the kid's moment because of how you feel. And once you have a kid, you have to be able to take your feelings out of things because it's not just only affecting you. So now your kid has to grow up because a lot of people think like, oh man, yeah, it went viral. It's going to be forgotten. There's literally pages on all these social media platforms that's dedicated to showing old shit.
That will bring it up. Call it a throwback.
I saw a fucking Vine on TikTok today.
A Vine?
A Vine video.
Bruh. My man said Vine.
But that's my point. So now your kids gotta grow up. In a couple of years, somebody gonna see this shit like, yo, ain't that your father?
Yeah.
Ain't that your mother arguing with your father? You like McDonald's still? Like, people gonna fuck with him over it.
Yeah.
But y'all not thinking like that because your mindset's only focused on what you feel, and people have to stop doing that. We're all guilty of it. I know I do that shit constantly. But I have the mental capacity to check myself also when I'm doing it. To stop myself as it's happening and be like, you know what, I'm sorry, I shouldn't do that. You know, and it might not happen right away, but eventually I'll catch it because when I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
We're not always right, and people got to get out of this mindset that the world needs to believe what you believe. And that goes into so much shit. If we wanted to speak on that too, because that thought process is why the fucking Supreme Court is doing what they're doing against abortion. They want everyone to believe what they believe. There's a reason why the crooked ass forefathers of this country, we're allowed to call them crooked because had shit not changed, we'd be in fucking shackles still.
Bruh.
So, but my thing is a reason why these motherfuckers, when they got here, said, hey, we just went through all this shit with the queens and the royal family in England. So when we build this fucking country, we're going to separate church and state.
Because you got to remember, too, the ones that came over here were the ones that couldn't cut it over there. And that's why they came over here in the first place.
And people forget that. So
that's quickly forgot.
So when America was started, it was built off the foundation that we were always going to be able to separate church and state. But even though that sounds good, America has never been separated with church
and not for nothing, there's always been disagreements, wars of all those kinds between church and state.
The Pledge of Allegiance literally says one nation under God. That's religion. There's no separation there. Listen, we are not atheists.
No, not by any stretch.
We believe in God.
Not by any stretch.
But my thing is, my belief in God and my knowing of God also means that I'm not Him. So I am not put here to make judgment on the people He also allowed to be here with me.
Exactly.
Plain and simple. Everyone wants to play God. If God thinks what we believe is wrong, then let him make that judgment when we meet him.
Then we can get all the answers we want.
That's it.
Then we get all
Until
the answers.
then, shut the fuck up and let these people live their life.
Yo, especially. Yo, listen. And not for nothing, is you do realize like all these laws that are being passed are mostly, of course, by men, which is wild.
Wow.
But then there's been a lot of theories that go around because of it. But I personally think it's all got to do with not a general sense of control, but what's the word I'm looking for? Racial population control is the best way I can think of it. Because have you seen that clip from Charlemagne?
Yes.
He said it like, I want to say maybe 3-4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about how this was becoming a problem, talking about abortion and stuff like that. He was saying basically, white people are scared that within, he did his statistics within 2050, that's
They'll
30
be the
years from
minority.
now, they're going to be the minority.
Mm-hmm.
So if they find a way to just like stop doing these things, I'm like, yo. So I had to do some research on it, and you're not gonna find people just blatantly saying it like that. But it's like when you see the numbers and the way that things go.
No, they blatantly. Don't get it twisted.
Mm-hmm.
Since old orange dumbass got into office, they're blatantly saying it. People just are choosing to ignore it.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the You know what? Fuck it. I don't like using these terms. I want to use it because this is what she is. You saw the white bitch get on stage with him at his rally last week.
Nah.
Literally went, "Thank you, Donald Trump, for protecting white life." You can't walk that shit back. And you want to know the worst part of her saying that? The white bitch who said it adopted like 6 black children. What are you teaching them?
Don't let them fool you.
So now, they want to ban abortion, allow these racist motherfuckers to adopt black kids so they can brainwash them so they can become Clarence Thomas bitch ass. Clarence Thomas is dark as night, but is in the fucking Supreme Court acting as if he's a white supremacist.
Hey, Boondocks be on it.
You Clarence Bigsby ass motherfucker.
Yo,
That's who he is.
How his eyes look? He got that one cock eye. He got that one like that.
You niggas make me
Uncle
sick.
Ruckus look.
That's how. And the crazy part is
Uncle Roku.
they fuck up Roe v. Wade.
Mm-hmm.
Then this motherfucker gets on and starts saying how we need to start diving into changing how gay people are allowed to get married, a lot of the rights that gay people have, and just a lot of shit that affects black and white coalition and to keep us more separated.
Mm-hmm.
But not once did he bring up fucking. It's fucking me up. I'm trying to remember the name of the actual case that went to the Supreme Court that allowed black people to marry white people from the Virginia case. I can't think of the name right now. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, it's either Lowe or Love versus Virginia. Because I know the case did happen in Virginia. But that same outcome of that case is why he was able to marry his white ass wife.
Mm-hmm.
Now all of a sudden you want to change all this shit, but he left that out. He left that out. If you want to change all of it, change all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Allow it to affect you since you want to affect everybody else.
No.
What's
That's not how
wrong
this
with
works.
people, bro?
That's not how this works.
Listen.
It's not a problem
and
until it affects the right people.
And this is what makes me mad, and like, because I'm still a listed Democrat, right? I'm about to change my affiliation.
To the Green Party?
Fuck no. I'm gonna be independent. America, I said this on previous episodes as well. America needs to do away with the two-party system. It does not work. It is not working. Every one of these bastards, whether Democrat or Republican, fail us every chance they get.
Well, that's because I'm sure there's
Cause
definitely deeper rooted reasons why we always get lied to.
Because if you want to go deeper into it, the fucked up part is Obama could have put measures in place to where the Supreme Court couldn't do what they did as far as Roe v. Wade. And he had the power to do so, and he chose not to do it. But he kept making talking points about it. But he never did it. Republicans get in power, what they start doing? Hey, we know Democrats want to play with this bipartisan bullshit. So let's get all of our motherfuckers into the Supreme Court right now so we can outnumber these bastards.
No matter what now.
When Obama, his last term, he tried to get his 2 Supreme Court justices in office. They fought him on it. They denied those motherfuckers. Trump got in 4 years. They put in 4 people.
Yo, son, that's crazy. That's crazy.
People don't think about it. They put in 4 motherfuckers, but fought Obama tooth and nail. He couldn't do it. So now you got fucking oh, dumbass Biden coming into the mix now. Biden, it's a rumor going out right now that Biden wants to put someone else into the Supreme Court for one of the seats that just opened up. Now the motherfucker he wants to put in, guess what? He's just like the rest of these conservative assholes. Biden made a deal with the Republicans in the House to try to have some type of cohesion, togetherness. They are fucking this country up. What are you doing, bro?
I'm trying to make everybody happy.
You can't do that. You know why you can't do that? Because he's forgetting, in you trying to make everybody happy, the main majority of this country, I was about to say company, but America runs like
I was about to say, America runs on Dunkin' though.
Fucking the majority of this country voted for you. You won the popular vote. Clearly, our views coincide with the shit that you guys are saying to us. Do it now. Because when Republicans get in office, guess what they do for the motherfuckers they told they was gonna do?
Do it, Judge.
The only thing that Trump didn't do was build that stupid ass wall, but everything else he said he was gonna do, he did it.
Well, yeah, that wall was just a little too unethical for most.
Yeah.
I bet, listen, if the majority of people would have agreed with it, we'd have had something going up.
Yo,
if there was a way that they could have won that over, we'd have had something going up. It's just because it wasn't popular enough.
We are going into next year, and they're about to start campaigning for the next presidential election. These motherfuckers are still talking about the 2020 election.
So, yeah, they won't let it go. They never let that go.
That's my point, because
they never let it go.
But they're doing it on purpose, and then they put all these measures into place to that inflation will become what it become, and these these companies are siding with these Republican assholes and blaming it on other things, so we can think like, hey, they're right, let's vote Republican, because it keeps money in their pocket. But people are so fucking dumb in this country that they'll believe it. Like, yeah, let's go out and vote red.
That's what they sound like?
Yeah, let's go vote red.
Yeah.
Listen, somebody tweeted the other day, and I know I get into my rants. Do you think these companies are blaming inflation on Democrats to get people to vote Republican? Duh. Every procedure and every law, every bill that Republicans pass help rich people.
You don't have to you don't even really got to see to understand that. All you got to do is just kind of be somewhere and go, wait, oh, all right. Perfect example. Remember that whole, what's that joint that got everybody in trouble during the pandemic, during the quarantine? The PPP loans.
Yes.
There were companies, not even PPP loans, there were companies just getting loans like Chase Bank and freaking Bank of America. All these wild big corporations were getting billions of dollars. Mom and pops were getting $1.75 on a cheeseburger. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't getting nothing to really help out what they could help out in those regards. But then think about it. Who's the ones that actually give to these campaigns and, really get cared about? The big name corporations. So when all those stipulations were going out, who was in charge? Old Agent Orange. And then, not for nothing, when everyone was excited about yo, we about to get these stimmies, I wasn't rubbing my hands for no reason, because I knew there was going to be something that we're going to have to worry about later on, because that's how it operates with them. It's about the now. It's good till you have to worry about this stuff. And you know who's good when the worry comes? All the people who are already in place to deal with that when it happens.
Okay.
But everybody else who's not already ahead of it, now we're part of the worrying bunch. And then, like you said, oh, but it's their fault. And you get enough people to believe it, then they're going to say, okay, let's just go this way then.
Listen, this man got impeached twice.
Who?
Trump.
Oh, yeah.
And he really, there's a realistic chance he might be president again. And that's insane.
You know why it's not insane, brother? You know why it's not? It's like when you play a video game. Like back in the day when you used to write down the cheat codes, you know, you get to that hard mission and it'd be, you can't beat it. Man, I just put in a cheat code real quick. Donald Trump has been using cheat codes his whole life. So for it to get to this point and people are like you said, it's a possibility. And you know why I'm not surprised? Because he should be locked up. And there's no way in hell that he's avoided this, but he's still not, to the point where, again, like I just said, he's had cheat codes his entire life because he knows how to get around. He knows how to do just enough to not get in so much trouble.
I tell people all the time, imagine if Obama did half the shit that Trump
Let him
did.
do 10% of what
They not putting him in jail. You know what they would have did? Obama would have ended up being strange fruit.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I saw another funny tweet, and we'll go into the other topic. You
Oh, yeah,
have
'cause-
nothing to do with this.
Yeah, because that's your fault. You be
Yeah,
going on
I
these
get
rants
it.
because this wasn't even part of the
Nothing-
program
It
today.
wasn't. No, but you know how I be. Somebody wrote on Twitter, and they gotta start. I'm gonna send it to you so you can put up the edit.
Mhm.
If the United States saw that the United States was doing to the people of the United States, then the United States would invade the United States to free the people of the United States. And I'll end that on that.
Message.
Because
Message.
message, stupid ass motherfuckers.
Well, y'all know sometimes most oftentimes when we go on these rants, Sean be leading the charge, gung ho to these
I'm
rants.
sorry, bro. I be mad.
And that's my boy. So
Listen, let's
you know
give a
what I'm
shot
saying?
to these motherfuckers getting out of office. bro.
That's fine, son. That's fine, son. Clank, clank. You already know, son. Y'all already know those that view. I'm a sip it slow kind of dude.
And I'm gonna take it to a head type nigga.
That's what she said.
Woo!
But where I was going with that is sometimes we go on these rants, but that's my dog. So we ain't gonna stop. That's what we're gonna talk about. That's what we're gonna talk about. But as y'all know, sometimes we get a little heavy. We like to end on a lighter note. You know, let's think about like dinner. We have like those heavy dinners. Then they come around like, you want a little cake and coffee? Yeah, I'll take that coffee. You have that coffee after dinner?
Yeah.
It's pretty good. But real quick, while we got a couple minutes left, we want to jump into free agency and
NBA
free agency in specifics, because before he even gets going, yeah, I'm a Knicks fan, y'all. So I just want to throw this out there.
Jalen Brunson!
I just want to throw this out there for everybody.
Woo, woo, woo.
Everyone watching, everyone listening.
Yeah, they got the next Michael Jordan.
When I tell you, I've gotten to a point where I'm numb. I'm numb. Like, I'll leave all the yelling to Stephen A. because he goes off.
They are trash. Horrible.
When I watch them just get rid of Alec Burke,
Hey, y'all resigned Mitchell Robinson.
Noel, we'll more to that in a second. We just got rid of these people, draft picks, to get Jalen Brunson, a
MVP.
4-year, $104 million contract.
Wasn't it 110?
Probably is one. I think it might have got. It's in the ballpark of being $100 million for a player who had a good postseason. One time, once, my man did good one time, son.
MVP.
One time. And everybody's like, oh yeah, but he did so well next to Doncic. I would too, if this man takes 30 shots a game and I don't gotta do all that work.
MVP.
But yeah, Doncic sat down at one time, and then Jalen Brunson, yes, he did put up 41 points on like 30 shots. He was like 16 for 30. Call it what you want, 40-point game, absolutely. It's not efficient. We need somebody who is going to facilitate, do what he needs to do. Jalen Brunson is that guy. No, he's not. You know why he's not? Because he's only 6 feet. And remember the other guy who everybody thought was going to go crazy? You remember the time? It was like for like 3 games. Remember the small time called Linsanity? And everyone was like, oh man, he's the next blah, blah, blah. And then they figured him out. Yeah. Let's just say that's where I'm on with this whole Jalen Brunson contract. I'm not saying he's not good. I'm just saying, you mean to tell me
Jeremy Lin's a champion, though.
so is Brian Scalabrine?
Bro, don't sleep on a white mamba, bro. How dare you?
Anyway, Jalen Brunson was possibly the dumbest signing next to Taj Gibson when we did that last year. I don't think, maybe not the dumbest. He wasn't worth $100 million, but that's my opinion, and I would love to be proved wrong. I would, as a Knicks fan, I would love for him to prove, I would love for him to shut me up. I would. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I would love for him to be able to find this podcast and go, Dante, I want you to shut your mouth. And I'll say, you know what, sir? I was wrong. because then that would mean that we did something good when it comes to stuff like this.
You know, low key, who I thought was the, you know what? Let me actually respond to what you just said before I get to that point. Jalen Brunson gonna win MVP next.
This guy, son. This guy, son. He thrives off the pick and roll. Who does the pick and roll on the Knicks?
Mitchell Robinson.
Because teams won't figure that out.
It might be Lob City.
Anyway, listen, I would love to be proven wrong.
Bing bong.
Anyway.
Yo, New York basketball is about to be shit across
First
the
of all,
board.
hold up before you say anything, son. This one is for the Nets fans that I know might say something like, "Yo, the Knicks suck." You know what? You know what sucks? The fact that y'all gave up damn near everybody and they mamas
And they screwing
for
y'all.
2 players, and you had one come over on his own who obviously left on his own too, and then you got one player who's like, "Cool, I'm gonna be there when I want to." So then another player goes, "You know what? I ain't doing this no more." And guess who y'all other options are? Joe Harris. It could have been Dinwiddie. Oh, y'all got rid of him.
Oh, it could be Caris LeVert.
Oh, got rid of him too.
Damn.
Whole world, Joe.
D'Angelo Russell. Damn.
Whole world, son.
They had a whole playoff team and got rid of it. Damn. Just to get swept in the first round. Damn.
You know, that's why, I'm petty. I'm petty enough to say, you know what, Nets fans, I don't care.
We
I
both
don't.
petty about that because I was pissed when the Nets left New Jersey.
You know what
I
I'm
was a
saying?
New Jersey Nets fan. I was not a Brooklyn Nets fan.
Nets fan, oh, we're the new team in New York. We're the new team. You know what?
Damn.
Welcome to the back of the bus with us.
Yo, they still got Steph Curry. Steph Curry with the shot, boy. They
We got Jalen Brunson.
They fuck Andre Drummond.
After talking all that shit, but we got Jalen Brunson.
Oh, they got Ben Simmons still too, man. They can shoot.
Son, my man's ain't played a game since 2014, son.
What? They say Golden Guns shoot more than Ben Simmons.
Huh?
They say Golden Guns shoot more.
Yo, son. How you feel about, though, Rudy going to the Timberwolves?
That shit ain't gonna work.
You don't think it's gonna work, son?
No.
I think it's gonna work, son. I think it's gonna work.
Towns gonna
Because now
have
Towns don't gotta do no rebounding.
to, we talking about defense though.
He don't gotta do it.
But
Rudy Gobert is gonna be the one that's gonna be a rim protector.
they playing the Warriors. The Warriors put their small ball line up there.
Mm-hmm.
How they defending that?
Their small ball lineup consists of Draymond at the 5.
Yes.
So he'll get out the way. It's still hopefully gonna have Jordan Poole, Wiggins, Klay Thompson, and Steph. That's their
In a sense,
death squad, right?
In a sense, yes. In a sense, Towns is going to now have to defend the guard.
Yes. He'd probably guard a small forward.
Who's their small
Yeah.
forward?
Andrew Wiggins.
Andrew Wiggins is technically a shooting guard.
Yeah, technically with his frame.
So he's going to end up defending a guard.
But then on the back end of it, they've got to play defense on that.
Now you got to post up, but there's a chance you might miss. And I don't give a fuck how he was trying to betray himself last year. He's known for being soft.
Oh yeah, listen, you
So-
know that. That's why they got Rudy Gobert, because now he doesn't have to rebound. He's gonna be like a Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis actually plays defense in the paint. He's gonna be like a Vucevic. He's not really known for being a defender, but he's still got a good offensive
see.
game. But Dirk Nowitzki.
We'll see.
I wouldn't even say that. That's
Because
Dirk.
with the current team they have right now, even with the fucking Gobert trade,
they're going to be a better team.
are they?
Yes, I think they're going to be a better team because now they have more offense. They have more ways that they can score. Why wouldn't they be a better team than they were last year? They were what, 5th in the West? Why wouldn't they be 4th in the West?
They were
this year?
7th.
You don't think they could be top 5 in the West with the team that they have?
Fuck no.
Why not?
What a deal just happened yesterday. What team was that? So maybe another deal yesterday.
Celtics.
No, it was a Western Conference.
It was a Western team. I can look it up.
Listen, the Lakers made some actually low, quiet signings.
That's funny.
I liked Walker going from the Spurs to the Lakers. He's athletic, he's young, gives him another body to put in there that can, rebound, score, give me 10, 12 points a game. I don't think the Lakers are going to be good unless they make some major moves.
Yeah, I think they need to make some bigger moves because they also don't have a really good bench.
Portland signed somebody yesterday.
Portland, I know they kept Simons.
They signed Gary Payton Jr.
Did they?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you said yesterday.
Gary Payton Jr. signed with the Blazers yesterday, and it's crazy. Everybody's like, "Oh, that's not that big of a deal." It is.
Oh, that's a really big deal.
That's a really big fucking
That's a really big deal.
Because people forget there was a reason why fucking Memphis took him out the way they did. He was making so much of a fucking difference on defense, and he was scoring.
He got a little bit of
and he was scoring
offense too, bro.
So
yeah, I don't know who else you was thinking of, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
I can tell you the top 4 in the West right now, as the roster stand right now.
Mm-hmm.
Golden State,
Mm-hmm.
Denver.
Okay.
I want to say Phoenix, but I don't trust them right now. They blowing their team up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that they lost. What's the goofy light skinned dude?
The goofy lights.
Him and Shaq always beefing. I don't know why his name is escaping me right now. That shot fucked me up.
Cameron?
No, that he used to play for the Wizards back in the day. He's always on Shaq and the Fool. He played with
JaVale McGee?
McGee left.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think if I'm not mistaken, he signed with Dallas.
Oh, he did. I did see that. You're right.
McGee left. So the top 4 in the West, as they roster stand right now, would be Golden State, Memphis. Who would be 3? Denver, and 4 would probably be the Clippers.
I'll let you look.
There you go. Denver,
Uh-huh.
Golden State, Clippers, Memphis. Dallas in 5. I'll put Portland in 6. Minnesota to get the 7th again. And then at the rest of the team, Phoenix probably is 8.
I would put Minnesota above Portland. Because Portland is not I don't think they're going to make as much noise. Because, again, it's Damian, got Lillard, and Simons. It's literally the same thing as having Lillard and McCollum.
Simons is a little bit
Simons is a little bit better. He's younger.
Not better, bigger.
Bigger?
Bigger.
No. McCollum is a better shooter. Simons is better on defense.
Mm-hmm.
He's a little bit more athletic. They can do a little bit more, but they haven't really. Again, they're another team that needs another big signing because that's been their issue for forever.
Mm-hmm.
They need a legit big man. They signed Yusuf, I think, back again, but it's like they need a legit big man. Is what I'm saying. They should have even tried to get like JaVale McGee or something. Like he's not like a big man, but he's better than some. Like they need a big body because the scorers we know who they're gonna be.
I honestly think Kevin Durant's gonna end up in Portland.
That would be fire for Lillard. Because honestly, I want Damian Lillard. He's one of those that I want to win a ring.
Mm-hmm.
If it means that I got to root for them and Durant's on the team, then so be it.
I honestly think he's gonna end up in Portland.
That would be fire for him. That'd be fire.
Then,
and then that would switch things up a little
because
bit.
he wants to go to Phoenix, but they already said if they trade him to Phoenix, they want Devin Booker back.
Mm-hmm.
That's not happening.
Oh yeah, that after he just signed that extension,
That's not fucking
no,
happening.
that's not happening.
Portland's the only team that makes sense because they have the draft capital and some players to give to Brooklyn and be like, hey, here.
True.
And then they can work.
Because the Clippers are gonna be, I think they're gonna be a little interesting. John Wall on that team, yo, they're gonna be a little interesting, yo.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna be interesting to see.
LeBron's definitely leaving the ladies.
This year? I mean, after next year? Where do you think he's gonna go?
Fuck around mid-season, demand the trade.
Where do you think he's gonna go though? Don't say it. I don't even want to hear you say it. Never mind. 'Cause I already know what you're gonna say. Don't.
What am I saying?
You gonna say he good in New York? No, he's not. Oh, okay. Where you gonna say that?
Back to Cleveland.
Back to Cleveland.
LeBron wants to set himself up to be able to play with his son for real.
Yeah. So why would he want to do that in LA?
The Lakers, he's not going to be a Laker.
He's gonna be a Cleveland Cavalier.
He's going to be one of the lower end teams because he's going to have to. Bronny's going to go to school for 1 year, and teams that know LeBron's going to come with him are going to end up drafting him high just to get Bron.
Okay.
All right.
Leave it at that. All right, y'all. So as always, it's been raw. It's been raw. We appreciate y'all coming through. You know, dealing with our shenanigans and all that jive. But with all that being said, we appreciate y'all as always. Stay tuned for another episode. We hope to see y'all next time. And while Sean does that,
Hey,
I'll just make sure that I Bless
Magoo
y'all.
is the best rapper alive.
Y'all have a good one.
On the show.
No talent
Talent
beats.
beats.
Play us out.
Keep it